Welcome back to another episode of The Collective, where you'll hear all things collecting and much, much more. I am one of your hosts, Zack Mo.
And I'm Collector. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Zack Mo, tell us about your week in collecting, bro.
How was my week in collecting? What did I do? Bought a new binder. Got new.
Did you buy the Charizard binder?
I did.
That binder looks sick.
It really does. I couldn't pass it up.
And I also
got the deck sleeves for that.
I was just gonna say there's matching deck sleeves, and then the backpack too just dropped.
I didn't see the backpack.
There's like two of them, two variations of the Charizard backpack.
I don't need it. It's me telling myself not to spend money. No, they also have the playmat that looks really sick.
Yep, it's like really nicely. No, I haven't looked at any accessories other than the Charizard stuff. Is it the same format, like embroidered around the?
Sort of. It said, I think it was called like Ghostly Friends or something like that, and it had like a bunch of Gengars and a bunch of other kind of ghost type. It was really dope. I should have sent that to you. But yeah, I saw they had the playmat, they had the deck sleeves, they had the playmat box, which I don't know why they wouldn't just. I mean, I know why they don't sell it together, make some money, but you know. And the binder, I think I already said that like 3 times. So I got that, ordered that. I feel like I did something else, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, no. I think that's pretty much all the collecting I did this week.
It's called Ghostly Gathering, and it's still in stock.
And it's dope.
It's super dope.
It is super dope.
Hold on.
I think he's gonna show it.
I will, yeah, I'll show it off. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see. That is the playmat in question.
Yeah.
It's pretty fire.
That's dope, yeah.
Yeah, I might have to order that.
I'm surprised.
And while I'm here, I'll show you the Charizard playmat as well. This is the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
And look, you didn't get this, right? The playmat box?
No, that's what I was just saying. I don't know why they should just sell them together as a set, but I understand why they didn't.
Yeah, and then here's the backpack. There's like a backpack and then like I guess this is a convertible shoulder bag and a bag tag.
Cute. Yeah, I just got the box.
This playmat is so sick.
That really is. I would absolutely.
There's the binder that you're talking about too.
Yeah.
So there's the whole collection. You got the deck boxes?
Not the boxes. I just got the deck sleeves.
Oh, these. Okay. Yeah, what a cool set, man. Super, super tight. I'll probably have to get the Gengar one.
Yeah, I was not passing up on that binder because I figured it would sell out real fast.
It's still in stock for right now. My God, they have the matching sleeves.
Yeah.
I already have.
That deck box is awesome too.
Yeah. Man, Poké Center gets so much of my money already. I don't want. No, thank you. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, so you got a playmat. You got
I got the binder and the deck sleeves.
What? I thought you said you bought the playmat.
No, I don't have anywhere to put a playmat.
I thought you bought it. All right, so playmat passed up, but you got the sleeves and you got the binder.
Yeah, and I got the playmat box. No, I'm kidding.
No playmat, just the box. store Ziploc bags in it.
Exactly. You can get this. That was the other thing. Speaking of,
yes,
my man Drew traded me some cards, and he sent it in this lovely Ziploc, and I did put it specifically right next to me so I can remember to bring this up. Drew is the man. His birthday just passed. Happy birthday!
That's right. Drew. Happy birthday, Drew, and Boos Floos. It was his birthday the same day as Drew. I didn't know. Boos isn't, I don't think, in the Discord, but it was his birthday too. So happy birthday to both of you guys.
More to Drew from me because Ziploc bag.
Because Drew gave you a gift for his own birthday.
Exactly, and he also traded me some solid fucking cards.
Yeah,
he traded me the Charmander, Charmeleon, Squirtle, Wartortle, all the art rares from 151 Japanese, and the Charizard full art from Japanese. So I guess that
shirts.
is also included in my my weekend collecting.
It was, I think, a lot
those?
of trading for you. I don't know. I don't think you did any ripping on stream this weekend. Just
No,
one slab.
I did mailers, yeah. I did the
Yeah.
slab. I pulled the Blood Moon Ursa Luna.
Yep.
Is that SAR? SIR?
Yep. SIR.
In a 9, and you talked me out of trading it.
I wouldn't have traded it. I would have kept it, is what I told you.
It's a bear. I like bears, so I thought it was cool.
I can't believe more people don't like that card. I am very partial to it. The reason I like it is because, to me, the artwork on that card looks just like Sword and Shield alternate arts, which I much prefer to a vast majority of the special illustration rares that we've gotten in Scarlet Violet. Blood Moon Ursa Luna, to me, looks basically identical to the Sleeping Tyranitar. Like, same artist, same art style, very like pastel colorway. It's like the Clive SIR in Paldean Fates if they didn't make it look like a cartoon, which I really, really like. It's very busy, very full, but not busy like unreadable. Like Greninja's very busy in a very different way. Blood Moon Ursa Luna is like a very detailed, painterly approach to an illustration rare.
I have 2 things to say. The Clive card. Do you know why it looks like the way it does?
With like sprites?
Well, no. With it like he's like in the middle of like a whole like bustling little metropolitan area.
Well, I think those are all the trainers that have been other have like dual roles in the meta.
So what I took from that card is that in the Scarlet and Violet games, it might be Iono. I'm probably incorrect, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But for Iono's gym challenge, you have to find him in the crowd. So that's where I thought the art
That's very
inspo
possible.
came from. Also, I learned that the Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, the art rares in the SIR from 151, were drawn by the same person who drew the original Charizard.
Oh, Arita?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I saw a little like video about him and how he didn't know if he was gonna have a job, so he was just like, because nobody knew if Pokemon was gonna take off,
Yeah.
and so
And
he
now
was
he's one
just
of the
like,
world's most famous illustrators.
exactly. It was cool.
His
It was cool
autograph
learning
is
that.
worth like so much money.
It was cool learning that he did like a bunch of the cool base set cards, and then
Yeah.
and what was funny to me was that we always say, even I say it, that Blastoise is like the best card in that set.
Yes.
And to think that he's the same person who drew the original Charizard and a couple of the other OGs, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. It's unbelievable. And the only thing that has come out in Scarlet and Violet that to me challenges Blastoise, and this is like such a hot take. Very few people will agree with this, but I am a huge fan of Hydrapple. It's only in Japanese in Stellar Miracle, but it'll be in Stellar Crown
I
in
saw it.
English.
You pulled it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did see it then.
It's like a hieroglyph, is what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
obsessed. The card is so sick.
You know what else is really freaking dope? Those 3 Japanese promos, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, from the special deck set,
special
or whatever
deck
it was
box.
called.
Yep.
Special deck box, which you thankfully got for me that one time, are coming. We already had the Charmander with the Obsidian Flames ETB promo. And now we're getting the Bulbasaur and Squirtle in English.
Yes, in Stellar Crown.
So fucking hyped on those cards.
Yeah, it's going to be really good to have that set.
If you guys haven't seen those cards, look them up. It may be easier just to look up promos from special. What did you call it? Special deck.
Special deck box. You can search Stellar Crown Bulbasaur, Stellar Crown Squirtle, and they'll come right up.
You can do that. Or you can just do promo.
Or
you'll get all 3.
I can pull them up right now as you're talking.
Pull them up right now. Those cards, I think, are some of the best looking. What I love about them is that they all have a theme of Pidgey being in them. And they look just so fucking dope. All
right, I'm going to pop up an image of the 3 of them together. The card art on these three are in Japanese, but it's
the same art.
Same artwork. Those are the three
language.
cards.
Yeah, those cards are so fucking dope.
Agreed.
I'm so glad.
So this was the promo in the Obsidian Elite Trainer box, and then in Stellar Crown we'll be getting this Bulbasaur and this Squirtle.
And he took it away too fast.
Oh, sorry.
If you noticed in all three of them, like I said, there's a Pidgey, and it's doing something in the background, which I think is really dope.
Pulled back up. So here you have Squirtle using Water Gun on this Pidgey.
Right.
Can you see the mouse as well right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Squirtle over here. You got a Pidgey taking a little drink, but this one's getting annoyed. This Charmander is agitated about being inside looking at this Pidgey.
It's on the windowsill. It wants to attack it like a cat.
And then I don't really know why there's so many Pidgeys in the kitchen here. We're clearly in a kitchen. Someone's watering plants in a kitchen. We have this plant in the sink is being bottom watered. This must be a professional
Snow White's kitchen or some shit.
Yeah, but we got Bulbasaur sleeping. Presumably it's the same window that we're seeing Charmander in, but from a different perspective, maybe.
That would be interesting.
Because I would imagine this is all at the same house. But they're done by different illustrators.
Think about that.
It's also very interesting.
It's at the same house.
No, it has to be at the same house, no?
It doesn't have to be. I mean,
well, the lighting, the reason I think that is because the lighting is very consistent throughout all three. You have these diagonal rainbows going across all three cards that line up that make them look like a set. But I didn't realize this at first, but there's different illustrators for all three cards, which is cool. And you can see it, like Squirtle's more cartoony, Charmander's more like oil painting, Bulbasaur's more like modern anime kind of style.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I love these cards. Those are awesome.
Sorry for those of you that are only listening and unable to see the card, but all I put into the Google machine was Stellar Crown Squirtle, and then that was like one of the first images that popped up.
Good to know. So if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music, look those up. They're really dope. And we're going to get them in English, which is pretty dope.
It'll be a good set to complete. Basically any of the base set 3 starters are, gold to most collectors. Although I often wonder, like, do kids these days, are they like, man, Squirtle's whack. I want
probably
Coco. Where's my Quaxley?
They definitely are.
Ugh. Well,
I don't think
call me old fashioned.
I don't think Ivysaur, Charmeleon, and Wartortle get enough love.
I think 151 is the best arts we've ever gotten for all 3 of those.
I agree, and that's sad because they've been around since the beginning, and we should have had at least some more cool arts.
Actually, there's a really good Charmeleon in Generations, but this is back before the artwork was the main feature.
I have that Charmeleon.
Regular cards, yeah. I think I got you that whole line somehow, or someone traded it to you or something.
I pulled it.
You pulled the Charmeleon, and then someone donated. Casey gave you some.
I think I pulled the Charmeleon and Charizard, and then I think Casey donated the Charmander so that I could have the whole line.
Back in the Generations ripping days.
Yeah, when they weren't $80.
Yeah, I think they were. Generations is extremely expensive.
When I would not buy a pack for $80, so I know it wasn't.
Maybe it was a long time ago. Oh, they're down actually right now a little bit.
It was like 40 something. And I only did it because I succumbed to the peer pressure of you and Casey.
Maybe I got a really good deal on them. There was a low. The low point was November. That might have been right around when I had them.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it was.
What was the low price?
$40.81. That was market price.
Yeah, I think I paid maybe 45 for them or some shit.
That's the lowest. That's the cheapest they've been in the last year. And at the time, my fees on TikTok were very, very low. So if I bought it for 41, I could sell it for 44 and not lose money.
Nice.
That makes sense. Well, it sounds like you had a decent week in collecting. A lot of new fun things that didn't, wasn't necessarily ripping. It was more like collecting adjacent stuff. Some cool trades, some really cool items.
I
And
really can't wait for that binder and those deck sleeves.
yeah, the binder's
Because that
sick.
binder
Oh,
is going to be. I have this binder currently, but I'm going to switch it out, which we're lucky that it's right next to me. This is another Charizard binder.
oh, dope. Yep, I know that one. That's Ultra Pro.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch this one out with that black one. And in this binder, you want to take a gander.
Hopefully it is visible. Yeah, I was afraid that might happen.
That's weird.
You got your base set cards in there.
Yeah.
It's just like your
So
big
it's
three
like-
binder.
Yeah.
Completely, your screen's completely black.
It's my big 3 binder.
Nice. That's quite the look. I like that. New LinkedIn profile picture. Oh, sick. You got the old maid cards? Did I send you those? Where'd you get those?
No. Who did I get those from? I don't remember.
I love the old maid deck. I still feel like it's so slept on.
I traded for those, and I have no recollection of who traded.
Hey, there's the Generations line too.
Yep, right here's the Generations line. So what I do, I had them all in order of. It's kind of hard to like get on here, but it goes like. Hold on, let me see if I can show it better. So like, if you look at like this page, right here, like Charizard's all throughout the middle.
Yeah.
And then Bulbasaur and Venusaur, so like I tried to have like a little theme going, and then it just gets all random. But
yeah,
like
that's what happens with a lot of binders.
I have in order like the sets.
I'll have to show off my Gengar binder at some point. I have a Japanese Poke Center exclusive Gengar binder. They're so much different. They're like much smaller and they're not the same like caliber as US binders, which is very interesting to me. But okay, before I forget, I've been meaning to say this, or I've been thinking about telling you this since you first started telling me that you were getting the sleeves with the binder. So when I mastered the Trainer Gallery and Galarian Gallery from Sword and Shield, while I was collecting and I had gaps in the Trainer Gallery, I would take the sleeves from the ETB of the appropriate set and turn them backwards in the empty spots. So it would be like Trainer Gallery 1, 2, 3, 4, empty spot. And let's say it was Brilliant Stars. I would put a Brilliant Stars sleeve in there with the Arceus facing out. And it ended up looking really, really cool. And then the galleries were only 30 cards. So there would always be 3 spots or 6 spots at the bottom of the last page. And I would put the sleeves in there. So the reason I bring that up is because you're going to have 65 sleeves and this binder. And if you have empty spots where there's Charizards that you want that are missing, you can pop the sleeve in the other way and it'll keep the binder looking really like clean and full, even if you're missing stuff. It doesn't look like an empty spot the same way it does.
Ivysaur.
A base set Ivysaur? I'm certain I have one. There's probably one right next to me.
Well, pull it out and mail it to me. Do it now.
This is not scripted or staged, for the record. Can you hear that? Is that like ASMR on the mic?
It might be. He's looking through. He just showed it to me. He has one. Is that first edition or base set unlimited too?
Base set unlimited.
Either way, I need one because I don't have.
Yeah, it's base unlimited. First edition of that card, raw, is probably like $70. Do you have Arcanine already? Base set?
Yeah, I think you and some other people have sent them.
How about base set 2?
I don't think so.
I happen to have that too. I'm prepping for the vintage.
Oh no, I lost my jewel.
Uh-oh, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Wow. Okay, that was a nice little stack of vintage I just grabbed randomly. Okay. So
Found it.
I think it's time for the weekly market update. Are we there?
Yeah, we're there.
All right. So brief market update. Sun and Moon continues to outperform basically all other eras. Cosmic Eclipse is closing in on becoming the next $1,000 plus booster box from the Sun and Moon era. Last 3 sales on Cosmic Eclipse, last 2 were both in July. Last 2 July sales were $975 and $970. Lowest listed sealed on TCG Player is $1,100 plus shipping. So we are next sale or 2. We're gonna have a another one joined the $1,000 plus club on the booster boxes. Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes were a year ago 750 on TCG Player, and now they are, well, it's showing 900, but it's more than that. The last 3 sales are all above 900. So Sun and Moon era stuff continuing to just climb and climb and climb. We talked about Sword and Shield where like things went out of stock, all the prices went insane, then things backed off. Now things are starting to climb up again, slowly and a little bit more organically. What we saw with the original like boom in Sword and Shield was just panic from people, like, oh, I have to buy it right now. So everybody was buying at once. And then we started seeing like distributors release some. They're like, oh yeah, we happen to have all those brilliant stars. So we forgot, sorry. And that, it happens all the time. And we saw it with like Evolving Skies when Evolving Skies was starting to go out of stock back in the day. All of a sudden, distributors had it and they're like, well, you have to charge more now. Whatever. Anyway, that's what happened with all that Sword and Shield stuff, but it's coming back up slowly. We're seeing gains on Lost Origin, gains on Brilliant Stars, gains on Chilling Reign. And when I say these, when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking about sealed booster boxes. That's kind of the easiest way to reference market price. There's a few outliers that also, go ahead.
Is Sleepy Dragonite less than $100 yet? Less than $200 yet?
Less than 200, yes. But not less than 100.
I want that damn card. 120.
Market price 125.08. It's actually at a 6-month high right now.
I want that damn card.
In March, it was 90. Oh, wait, this is for LP. Why is it showing me LP stuff?
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember seeing it for like 180.
135 near mint last sold today. So it's down for sure at 135, but something's going on with TCG Player where it's showing lightly played pricing instead of near mint pricing. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, most of the alt arts are way more affordable than they were 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. With very
few. If you're listening and you have that card and you just like me, I'll take it.
Zack Mo wants a Sleepy Dragonite.
Yeah. But I'm not giving you $135. I'm sorry.
All right, so yeah, Sun and Moon still very strong. Sword and Shield starting to creep back up a little bit more organically than that first insane boom we saw. Notable things, I don't know if I talked about it last week. Fusion Strike, Poke Center, ETB out of stock on the Poke Center, so keep your eye on that. I think I maybe mentioned that last week, but it's still very fresh. A lot of investor plays are calling for the next huge booms in the sets to be like Crown Zenith, V-Star Universe, 151 booster bundles, which I disagree with. I think we're going to see more of those.
I saw it today or maybe yesterday. A new Crown Zenith Rayquaza box.
No, it's maybe it is Ray and Kyogre. It's called the Land and Sea box, or Sea and something or other. It's a Sam's Club exclusive.
I'm pretty sure it basically featured Rayquaza.
Sea and Sky Premium Collection. It's the Rayquaza Jumbo with Kyogre V and Rayquaza V. Both of them from the set. So they're not really promos. They're just from Crown Zenith. But there is a promo Ray and maybe a promo Kyogre. Gotcha. I think that Rayquaza is exclusive as a promo, and it's a jumbo. So they're out of stock on samsclub.com. You can only find them in the stores. I have not personally been able to get any. I'm attempting to get as many as I can, but I've seen zero in the wild. And I
mean, the minute you get those, they're going to be gone.
So I wouldn't buy those for the stream. That's not something that I can buy with any kind of margin. I'd be buying it at the same price that a regular consumer would buy it at. I put in the stream if I find it, or in the Discord rather, if I find the boxes in a large quantity, like if I can buy a pallet again, like I did with the heavy hitters, I'll happily distribute them to the Discord at cost. But I will sit on those boxes, same way I did with heavy hitters.
Smart.
So heavy hitters, the good ones with Evolving Skies in them, I probably have like 15 left. I packed out a ton of those as Evolving became more and more impossible to find. But I wish I had more. I wish I had unlimited money to just sit on Pokemon stuff, but I do not. Don't we all? I firmly believe in the sealed market continuing to go up. So a couple other notable things this week. Stellar Miracle is out. That is the newest Japanese set. It is phenomenal. That's the card I mentioned earlier, Hydrapple. I'm getting a hold up.
No, I'm
Hold
not.
up. Wait a minute.
Another notable thing. I don't know if you were going to mention it. 151.
Oh, you're talking about the reprint that you're hearing about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still not confirmed, actually.
I thought it was confirmed.
I have not heard from any of my distributors. So many people have said that it's coming, it's happening. We're seeing it reflected in the prices. I have heard from many people, but the guy who I get all my 151 from has not heard a peep, and he would know. So
Damn.
I don't know. I found that out today, actually. But there's like a million videos on YouTube saying it's confirmed. Everybody's saying like it's confirmed. Distributors are calling around. I think what happened was people saw the Costco 151 boxes and were like, oh, there's definitely a reprint. And then that just like was a giant game of telephone. But if you're listening and you know 100% confirmation, let us know because I don't
Please.
know.
Back to your
Okay.
notable.
Stellar Miracle came out. Amazing set. It's the Japanese version of Stellar Crown, which we're getting in September, I believe. We had a blast. I ripped through 2 cases of that very quick. I have more on the way for this upcoming weekend. But Stellar Miracle has been a ton of fun. New card mechanics, new card artwork. They're like rainbow around the whole card. Not rainbows how we used to know them. They're very different. They're beautiful. Definitely a cool set. Excited to see the English translation and see if the cards look as amazing. The Terrapagus is unbelievable. The SAR in Japanese. Other important news: Shrouded Fable coming out very soon. Pre-order pricing on the Persian art rare is already $40, which is insane. So Shrouded Fable is on the way. I'll have it this weekend. The Greninja box is what everybody's talking about. I will have Shrouded Fable Thursday. I'll be picking it up. So we'll be able to rip some of it this weekend. And we've already seen most of that set with Night Wanderer, but I think it's going to be an interesting set. It's a specialty set. It's a very small set. It's ETB only. So it kind of might just be a blip on the radar. Basically, we have Shrouded Fable until we get Stellar Crown in English. There's nothing between those 2 sets. And then the last thing to talk about that a lot of people have been talking about market-wise is the CT scanning nonsense. Have you heard about this? So basically, like a company created a CT scan that is able to be calibrated in a way such that they can CT scan the cards inside of a pack and see what cards are in the pack ahead of time. So
That's wild.
Very strange. A lot of people are screaming from the rooftops like, that's it, sealed collecting is over. I can't see what you're showing me.
It's the Q font from Shrouded Fable. You can't see it.
Oh yeah, the Q font's dope.
It's adorable.
Anyway, people are like screaming from the
Wait,
rooftops.
that's like a game changer. Like that ruins everything.
I disagree completely, but go ahead. Why?
You don't think it ruins everything?
I think if people were able to participate it on a large scale, it would change the way we collect.
Okay. If it's all right, yeah. I agree.
So a little bit more information. It's a time-consuming process. And the current cost is between $65 and $75 per pack to do a scan.
Okay, never mind.
So it does, in very limited use cases, it is advantageous.
If you're buying a base pack.
No, not then. I did the math on base set. It does not make sense. Base set Charizard PSA 10, $7,500. 7,500 PSA 10. Okay. Plus it costs, let's say,
what is it, like 500 for the pack?
No, well, base set pack, if you're buying a heavy, which we already know that there's a differentiation between lights and heavies. We already have this differentiation in the market, which has adapted to that happening. If you're buying a heavy pack, for a heavy base set unlimited, you're looking at probably around 800, 750 to 800. If you're buying it from a reputable source that will guarantee you it's a heavy, meaning hollow for sure. If there's no hollow, you get your money back. Reputable source, I would expect to pay best possible deal 700, but that'd be like a very good friend price. Stream pricing 800, 900, depending on the platform and the fees.
Okay.
That's just for the pack. $75 to scan the pack. Then you get the Charizard. So you're at eight. Let's just call it 875, right?
Okay.
Then it's another $500-ish to grade it. So now you're at 875 plus 5, 1400, right? What are the odds that the Charizard gets a 10?
Not very good.
1 in 10, maybe. I think that's generous.
1 in 10. Well, it's either going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think the odds are low. So what happens? You buy an $800 heavy pack. You pay another $75 to have the pack scanned. It doesn't have a Charizard in it, which is the most likely scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you have an $875 heavy pack with no Charizard. How many times does that have to happen before you pull a Charizard? And what are you doing with all these other packs that don't have Charizard in them?
Selling them.
At what price?
900.
But you ethically know that's wrong because you know there's no Charizard in them.
I ethically don't give a fuck.
And that's why you, in this theoretical, would go out of business as a Pokemon seller.
Well, I'm not going to, yeah. Nobody has to know that I looked at them.
And that's why I think it's such a shame for the industry.
I don't like the idea of it at all.
So
I'm not disagreeing with you.
The use cases, like I'm saying, are limited. I did the math on base set booster boxes to scan 36 packs, right? It just doesn't make sense. You're not going to win at $75 a pack, whatever it is. You're not winning. And
Agreed.
if you do win, then you have to be a scumbag and resell the other things in a scummy
So as long
way.
as this doesn't become such a large scale thing, I think we're all right.
It's not. I mean, it can't be large scale. How would it be large scale?
I don't know. Maybe our cell phones one day will have this technology.
Yeah, so it's still small scale because that's one person scanning one person's items. So, for example, the person, like, so my inventory, if I were to scan every item in my inventory with one of these things, it would
Be
take
there for weeks.
a very long time. I buy from someone whose inventory is 500 to 1,000 times larger than mine. We're talking about people that have tens of millions of dollars of inventory. They buy from someone whose inventory is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. That is not getting passed through a CT scanner looking for a specific card. The only use case this works for is vintage and only on very specific packs.
Right.
Skyridge, okay, I could see it working for Skyridge and making someone a little bit of money. First edition base set shadowless pack, okay, that makes sense. But the people who are using this technology will adapt, just like PSA has adapted, and they'll begin charging different amounts for different things. If they know that you're going to come up $20,000, they're not going to charge you $75. They're going to charge you $3,000.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if they look and they know that there's a Charizard in there.
And the other part is there's 3 people are running this. Who are they? And what are the odds that you send them a pack and they're like, yep, it's got a Charizard. It's on the way back to you. Like, sorry, it had a Pidgey only. Oh, you know what? This pack was fake. It was resealed. It's on the way back to you.
If a pack only had a Pidgey, I'd sell that for $5,000.
I just don't think it's going to be anywhere near as big a deal as people are saying.
You're telling me a pack of 11 cards, what is it, 10, 11 cards?
10, and 10 additional cards and an
all
energy.
Pidgey?
All Pidgeys. It's a Pidgey pack.
That's at least $1,100.
A pack of Pidgeys is called a peck.
I didn't hear what you said. You broke up.
I made that up. Oh, no. I said a pack of Pidgeys is called a peck. But I made that up.
But Pidgey never learned peck.
All right. That's a good point. That's it for my market recap. I didn't want to get too much into CT, but it is something that we have to touch on, being a collector.
Drop the mic on that Pidgey knowledge right there.
Speaking of Pokemon knowledge, Zack Mo,
Collector.
We're going to delve into a topic here.
Oh, boy.
That has piqued my interest. So as you know, and maybe a few people in the collective universe know, you and I have been playing a fair amount of Red Dead. I had surgery last week, and I've been couch ridden for a few days. Picked up a PS5, so we've been playing some Red Dead Redemption.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, whether you know it or not, we have. And today, in my maybe 2 hours or so of downtime between kids getting carted around and dinner and whatever, I did some hunting in the game. Then I was thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight on the podcast, and I started to think of what it might be like to have an open world experience, much like Red Dead, where you're a Pokemon trainer, but the setting is more realistic, less childlike, less cartoony, and more what might actually happen if Pokemon were out in the wild. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Okay. Are you waiting for my thoughts?
Yeah, well, you can start, or I can continue to prod.
My first thought is, what the fuck are you smoking?
This is just a vape, just a nicotine vape.
So am I putting in my mind? Am I putting Pokemon in Red Dead?
Well,
Because that's a
I mean,
concept.
I'm thinking like, so in the Pokemon universe, right?
Because what
When
you're
we
asking already exists.
No, I'm not talking about Scarlet and Violet games, like open world
Okay.
games. I'm talking about before that, right? There had to have been in the Pokemon metaverse, there had to have been a time frame equivalent to the Wild West, we'll call it, where there was no technology, there was no Pokédex, there was no, you know, Pokeballs, none of that technology existed, but Pokemon did. And there
Correct
had
me
to
if
have
I'm
been.
wrong, chat. Listeners, audience, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not Legends Arceus? I never played it, but I think you had to like create your own Pokeballs and shit.
So I haven't played Legends Arceus either, but we're definitely not talking about a world type that Game Freak would create. We're talking about,
Okay.
like, if we're putting it in video game terms, which we don't have to, but if we're putting it in video game terms, we're talking about like Rockstar,
Okay.
like a Rockstar style game, right? But we don't even have to put it in video game terms. You could just think prehistoric terms, right? There had to have been a time where Pokemon and people coexisted without the knowledge base and the technology that current Pokemon trainers have in their world.
Okay.
So you look so confused by all of this.
Well, I'm trying to figure out my thoughts on it. Do you think they were hunted?
I do. In fact, Pokemon are currently hunted.
In what sense? For food? Besides Tatsugiri.
Lots of different Pokemon in the current games, like Moo Milk, for example, is something
That's not
that is
hunted. That's
consumed.
harvested.
Listen, Moo Milk is something that's consumed. Knockley Salt is something that's consumed. Toad Scrool, his skin like sheds, and they eat it as a delicacy. The most notable one, the one that basically everybody's heard of, is Slowpoke tails. So Slowpoke aren't necessarily hunted.
Remember that?
Yeah, so everybody knows about Slowpoke tails, but they're not hunted. The lore around Slowpoke tails is that the tails can regenerate. So
Iguana.
you're not whatever. It's similar to a reptile, right, where it would regenerate. But the lore is that they regenerate, and they are absolutely consumed by both people in the game and other Pokemon in the game, which is another extremely interesting topic of conversation.
That is, which Pokemon eat? Which Pokemon are carnivores, herbivores,
so
omnivores?
I'm glad you asked, because I came prepared for this type of discussion. This is why I wanted to blindside you with this topic, because I wanted to get your raw reaction to this topic. I've been thinking about it, and I kind of went on a little rabbit hole. Most people don't think about Pokemon eating Pokemon, but again, we're putting ourselves in a time.
I thought about it.
I'm thinking like Wild West equivalent, right? So there are Pokemon that eat other Pokemon. So in their Pokédex entries, I have a listing here. Pidgeotto and Crabrawler can both eat Executes. This is in their Dex entries. Pidgeot preys on Carps, Magikarps. Ekans can eat the eggs of any bird Pokemon. So it's very similar to like what we would see in nature, right? Like a snake eating eggs, a bird eating a fish. Then there's like, let's see, like this one's terrifying. Mandibuzz preys on Cubones. That's terrifying.
That's wild.
Heatmore burns through Durant's body to feed on them.
That makes sense. It's an anteater.
Terrifying. Moraine and Toxapex eat the branches of coral on Corsola's head.
That's hilarious.
Arbok, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, Spinarak, Ariados, Lantern, Huntail, and Gorbis are all known predatory Pokemon, though it is unclear what they prey on, which begs the question, you come across a Kabutops in the wild, and you don't have a Pokemon with you, and this is before we know what we know about Pokemon, what's happening?
That motherfucker's going to eat you, and there ain't shit you can do about it. Now, if
Kabutops
we're in Red Dead, I got a repeater, and I'm going to pop that bitch in the head. But if we're not in Red Dead, that motherfucker is Edward Scissorhands, and
we're done.
Yeah,
we're done. So
yeah,
I thought it was an extremely interesting topic to delve into. So what Pokemon do you think, like, now that we're just like kind of on this discussion, like what are the scariest ones to come across?
Hypno.
Ooh,
no shot. You want to come across that at night? In the middle of the night, you walk.
I'd rather there's some other ones that I would be more afraid of than Hypno, like Gengar, for example.
Love to run into a Mr. Mime.
Just teach him a lesson about scaring kids.
No, because unlike you, I'm not afraid of Mr. Mime, and I don't think he's a creep.
I think he's a creep.
Right.
I'm not afraid of him. I just think he's a creep.
Which Pokemon would I not want to run into in the wild?
There's obviously there's so many. Some of the legendaries don't scare me as much, but like Gengar, for example, is like terrifying to actually come across in a time when Pokemon weren't tamed to interact with humans. Mimikyu scary as hell. Top 10.
Mimikyu scary as hell. Fucking bent neck and shit.
There's like crazy lore around Mimikyu too. I forget exactly what it is, but Mimikyu's
it's a child, isn't it? Isn't it the ghost of a child?
I think. Well, yeah. So Gengar is a human. There's 3 Pokemon. I believe Mimikyu is one of them. Gengar used to be a human, got turned into a Pokemon, and now it hunts humans.
How does that make sense if it evolves?
I'm just telling you what the lore of Gengar is.
Okay.
What's the other one? Kadabra. A lot of people say that Kadabra used to be a boy practicing psychic abilities. And during the practice of the psychic abilities, it turned into a Kadabra. And that's terrifying because that means every Kadabra you come across used to be a boy.
See, now I'm just going to poke plot hole points in that lore. Because if Kadabra, that makes no sense to me. All right. Reproduction is a thing in Pokemon. You get eggs.
That's another thing to talk about, but yes.
So if I am thinking that Kadabra used to be a child, a boy who was practicing psychic moves, fucked up some along the way, and became Kadabra, then if this happens to many different little children, they shouldn't all look the same.
I think we're making exceptions, right? To
not be realistic.
To make the game work, I guess.
Okay, fine. And that little boy,
you're right,
self-reproduced, and it all came out Abra because it comes from Abra.
Yeah, I don't know how the evolution part works, but there is like a fan theory about Kadabra. That's
wild. You know, Abra's eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because as a child, I always thought that the slit was its eyes, but there's actually eyes under there.
Yeah, he's sleeping or like practicing telepathy.
Well, he should be careful. He's going to become a Kadabra.
So What Pokemon would you eat? We talked about this briefly on streams.
What Pokemon would I eat? What looks scrumptious?
Or, well, go, yeah. And you can answer that, I guess. I thought maybe it'd be easier to say what Pokemon would you not eat?
Is that easier? I don't know. What Pokemon would I eat? It's such a wild question. Ogrepon. I have absolutely no idea. Will you answer that question? Maybe I'll get something.
About what Pokemon I would eat?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some basic ones, like anything that we basically already eat in human life. Like I would eat a Taurus, I would eat a Magikarp, I would eat Sawsbuck, Deerling, anything that like basically
You would eat a little
matches.
deerling?
Yeah, man.
Poor little
Absolutely.
grass fawn?
Some
I can
veal.
understand a Sawsbuck.
Veal,
Deerling's
is that
not
what it's
veal.
called? What's
No.
the
It's
like
venison, but it has to be an adult.
yeah, what's veal?
Veal is a
Lamb?
baby cow.
Oh, well, whatever. I'd eat it. Fungus, Amoongus, I'd eat the mushroom Pokemon.
I'm not a big fan of mushrooms.
Maybe Quaxley.
I do like duck.
Yeah,
It's
like
cute.
ones that we already consume. It would be like a blurry line when we got into more
And
like
I'm definitely eating a Psyduck.
that side
Just
that
to
scares
shut it
me.
the fuck up.
It'd be a blurry line when we got into more like
What do you think dragons taste like?
cute Pokemon. I
I'd
wouldn't
eat
want to eat a
Baneri.
Dragonite.
I'd eat Baneri.
You'd eat Baneri. I don't like Pikachu. I wouldn't want to eat a Pikachu or
I'd
an
absolutely eat a
Eevee
Pikachu.
or. So I've had Slowpoke Tail. It's like an actual snack that they make in Japan, and it wasn't all that good. But I have eaten it before, and I would eat
That's
it
the most
again.
wild fucking thing I've ever heard.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to find it.
I've had Slowpoke Tail.
Here it is.
I've had Horsey.
I have eaten Slowpoke Tail. This is what it looks like. Right here. Oh, of course it's redirecting me. There you go. That's how it's bagged and packaged and whatever. And it's like Andy Cap's fries, kind of. But here you can see it in the anime. This is what Slowpoke Tail looks like in the anime. This is a very creepy, like, human adaptation of it.
I'd eat a Crawdaunt. I like lobster.
A Crawdaunt? Yeah, I would eat a Crawdaunt. So, here's another crazy thing. In, I think, Scarlet and Violet, you make curries. One of the curries you make with Slowpoke tails. What if you have to feed that to your party of 6 Pokemon, and one of them is a Slowpoke?
Cannibalism.
It's pretty rough.
I mean, it's not rough. It's not rough only because we're thinking of it from the outside. So in this Pokemon universe, this is a very normal thing. So like I brought up this argument once. Somebody had said how wild it is that people eat horse. Well, we just domesticated cows to be eaten. Let's just say 300 years ago, we domesticated horses to be eaten. Today, we wouldn't think that's so fucking wild.
Right.
So in this universe, eating Slowpoke Tail is not so fucking wild.
I don't think it would be wild for like a trainer to eat it or like someone else to eat it, but for Slowpoke to eat it, that's a little odd.
Yeah,
most animals in the animal kingdom don't eat their own kind. Most, not all, but most.
I would disagree. I would disagree that all carnivores do.
They eat their own kind?
Yeah, I've seen documentaries about bears that have eaten bear cubs. A lion, if it takes over a new pride, will eat the cubs. Chimpanzees eat each other. They're very carnivore.
Chimpanzees are one of the most terrifying animals on planet Earth.
They absolutely are. They're also the most adorable. But chimpanzees eat each other. They also eat all monkeys. I'm not calling chimpanzees monkeys. They're apes. I know.
Chimps are terrifying. So are gorillas.
Yeah. So I think, the exception is all carnivores do eat their own kind.
We can't say all, but
pretty much.
Well,
you find me an exception, and I'll gladly accept it. But
humans?
What do you mean, Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, but that's not like a known.
It's more regular than you think. Yeah, it is a known thing.
All right, so AI says not all carnivores eat their own kind. Cannibalism has been recorded in at least 14 species, including lions, pumas, lynx, leopards, and sea lions. It's a common ecological interaction in the animal kingdom and has been recorded in more than 1,500 species. I think you're using the word carnivore too literally because a lot of these animals are omnivores.
Okay, yeah, you're right, omnivore.
But yeah, so specifically carnivores, 14 species, but in the animal kingdom, which includes, the reptilian,
well, a bear is an omnivore.
They're we'd be
so over 1,500 or 15,000 species.
No, 1,500, 1,500 species. So it's not all.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well, now Google how many species of animal there are.
That's my guess is 35,000, which would mean you're at less than 10%. 7.7. The number of animal species on Earth range from 7.7 million to billions. So we're talking an extremely small percentage. 1,500 species into 7.7 million species. It is not even close. It's an extremely small.
It's a lot.
But I would also say how many of those species have been studied to the point where we would know if they're eating their own kind?
Fair.
I think it's an interesting question.
Feeding a slowpoke tail to a slowpoke, I don't think is wild.
I do. I think it's gross.
Well, I think the whole concept of eating,
especially because we're like making kids do it without them knowing.
Right. So there's no harm. They're not thinking. Kids aren't thinking like we are. We're fucking weird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So do you think humans are eating Pokemon?
They have to be
in that meta, like in the current meta.
They have to be.
Why?
Every single human in the Pokemon universe is a vegetarian.
There's animals in the Pokemon universe as well. They're much less common, but there are.
Right, you can see like common.
In like there's episodes where Brock is like selling seafood. Misty, there's an episode, or early days, Misty talking to Ash about that's not a regular bug, it's a caterpie. So like they are familiar with regular animals.
You're right. Maybe there is just cows are only used for
No, they don't use cows for milk. They use milk.
I didn't say milk. I wasn't going to say milk. I was going to say food.
Beef?
Beef.
Yeah. I think they probably do both. I think the trainers probably eat Pokemon and whatever other animals are in their ecosystem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So what if it really was just like Red Dead?
Tank filet mignon.
If it was just Red Dead and there were Pokemon out there, that'd be wild.
It would be wild.
We should make that.
I'm sure somebody somewhere has made that.
Maybe that's what Pal World is all about. I think Pal World is more like Pokemon fighting Pokemon.
Yeah, I never delved into that, but I remember seeing like
I heard about it. It was like hype for 2 weeks or whatever.
But yeah.
I think it would be nuts to just be like riding around or walking around in the wilderness, and you got like a rifle or something, and then like a Guzzlord appears out of nowhere. Like
that's terrifying.
Yeah,
and I don't think there's enough bullets for that.
That's insanely scary.
There's definitely not.
What other Pokemon would be like incredibly scary to run across in the wild?
Any of them.
No,
maybe not the birds. I wouldn't be scared of the birds. I'd be scared of a Beedrill.
Oh,
Everybody know
definitely.
that Big Dick Bee.
I wouldn't be afraid of like. I don't think I'd be afraid of like a Snorlax. Most likely they'd be sleeping.
I'd be terrified of a Snorlax.
Why? Most likely they'd be asleep. Statistically
Yeah,
speaking,
and
they
then
should
you
be
accidentally
sleeping.
wake it up, and it wakes
You
up
know
in
how
a
hard
rage
it
like
is
it
to wake
always
up a
does.
Snorlax? I tried to wake up a Snorlax for at least 30 hours of gameplay in my childhood.
It's really hard to wake me up, so I guess I understand.
Munchlax would be scarier than Snorlax. Munchlax is pretty much always awake and literally does not stop eating.
Same. I'd be scared to run into a Charizard as much as I'd want one.
Of course.
Uh,
Sleeper scary. Houndour.
Houndour or Houndoom?
Houndoom. My bad. You're right. Houndoom. Did you know that Houndoom's
Specifically that card of Beware.
that beware where it's just staring down at you?
Yeah, it's
That'd
terrifying.
be pretty terrifying.
What were
Did
you
you
gonna
know
say
that
about Houndoom?
Houndoom's burn? If you get burned by Houndoom, the pain never goes away. Like
So
forever.
kill it before it burns you.
I mean, that's your only option.
What else would be terrifying? Mewtwo. That motherfucker can talk.
Yo, Mewtwo has fought Ash one-on-one, and although Ash lost, he didn't die. Which gives me
Yeah,
hope.
because of Pikachu. Otherwise, he would have been a fucking stone still.
It gives me hope, bro. He 1v1 to Ash, and Ash lived. But yes, Mewtwo would be terrifying.
He only
But
lived because of
at
Pikachu.
least Mewtwo can talk. Like, I'd rather be... Maybe
I
wouldn't
don't.
rather be talked to. All right, what about Pokemon that you wouldn't be scared to run into?
Charmander.
I'd be terrified of Charmander, bro.
Get a little Charmander.
Nah,
Just
he's
squeeze
got
it.
fire. He's gonna blow fire at you.
No, he won't. He'll love me. We'll be best friends.
No, dude, you're
And I
back
will
into the
name him.
Pokemon world. I'm talking pre-domestication of Pokemon.
Okay. We'd still be best friends.
Oh my god, excuse me.
Jeez
That was a
Louise.
crazy ass hiccup.
Yeah, that was pierced my goddamn ears.
My bad.
Well, I would be terrified to run into an Arcanine. That thing's fucking huge.
Yeah, I know, dude.
And it's on fire.
Which is unfortunate, but yeah, that would be scary as shit.
What
about like a Hoppip? I don't think I'd be too scared of a Hoppip.
I would.
Why?
The little pink thing fucking flying around. It's terrifying. I wouldn't be scared of a Horsey.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be weird. You'd be underwater to run into one in the wild.
Just chilling on a beach.
You'd see it like in the water.
And I'd be scared. I wouldn't be scared.
There are very few Pokemon that I would see in the water from land that would be scary, unless they're amphibious or able to come out of the water in this like
aren't
fantasy
all
world.
Pokemon?
How's Horsey mobile? Horsey isn't like
I don't
Horsey
know.
gets
I'd
like
battle with a
carried
Horsey
around in
on
a
grass.
Pokeball. Yeah, but it gets carried around in a Pokeball by its trainer, and in theory,
and then when you toss it out to battle,
yeah, like hops on its tail a little bit and fights, and then gets like retreated. I don't think it's coming out of the water to attack you on land. I also don't see Horsey as like a predatory being. It's like a seahorse, bro. Like Gyarados, I'd be scared to see a Gyarados in the water, but like not for me. Horsey would be.
Saw a Gyarados in the water, you wouldn't see me. I'd be running the other fucking way.
That'd be scary.
I think realistically, any Pokemon would be scary to see in the wild. Unless,
like, if you saw like a deer in the wild in real life, you're like walking around, you see a deer, a squirrel, or a bird. You're generally not
deer,
afraid.
I don't want to get ticks, so I'm not going near it.
I guess it would be a scarier time, a scarier existence.
Yeah. I'd also be dead because I have diabetes and there's no insulin.
We needed to make that a caveat for this universe.
I have insulin.
You just have unlimited insulin, or you don't have diabetes. We could say that.
Wow, that's even more better. That's even more better. That's much better. I'm still trying to think of Pokemon I wouldn't be scared of. Baneri.
Applin.
Yeah, I guess not.
It's literally an apple, bro.
Tatsugiri.
Yeah,
wouldn't be
probably
afraid
not.
of.
I agree. Knockley, just like a little cupcake that's salty.
Onyx. I'm joking. I'd be terrified.
Bro, you're bugging.
I'm joking.
You're bugging.
Like I'm just trying to go through the list of trainers, gym leaders, and their Pokemon.
Well, most gym leader Pokemon are really strong, or like stage 3, so those are probably all pretty terrifying. You have to think of like randos that spawn and you're like, oh, not again. Weedle.
Sandshrew?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be scared. I'd probably like keep my distance from a Sandshrew, you know?
Keep my distance from all of them.
Well, I mean, like Knockley, I don't think I'd be afraid of. I'd interact with a Knockley.
Knockley can do rock throw.
Knockley is actually a very nice Pokemon. It shares its salt with
in
humans.
this world.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Do rock fucking tomb, and the next thing you know, you're
all right. So we need to establish more guidelines around these interactions before we can theorize. But I'm very glad that I blindsided you with this topic. This has been very insightful.
It's a good topic.
Guzzlord, I think, still like takes the cake for scary.
Any of the Ultra Beasts.
Nah, none of them are as scary as Guzzlord, bro. I don't think.
Buzzwole?
Nah, not as dude. He's like a jacked up mosquito. Guzzlord's way scarier.
That's fucking terrifying. What if it has West Nile?
Nah, dude. There's no Nile in this world. I just made that up, but it's one of the rules.
Okay.
What about Xurkitree? It just looks like a freaking giant lollipop.
No, that's blacephalon.
Blacephalon, that's what I meant, yeah.
That's terrifying. It looks like fucking it.
Nah, dude. It's way less terrifying than Guzzlord to me.
Not to me. Guzzlord is a big fucker with big teeth. That's scary. But blacephalon, I can't see a fucking face. And it just spins its fucking head around. That's terrifying.
They're all pretty scary.
They're terrifying.
They're all pretty scary. You're right. All right. Well, in summary, I'm glad that Pokemon don't exist in this current world that we're in, and that we can continue this conversation in a theoretical sense, and we don't have to run away from Guzzlords and Blacephalons every day.
Make sure they're not around me.
All right. Should we do our weekly ranking?
That we shall.
All right. So I have failed to find any places that could actually battle our 10 Pokemon teams.
We spent like an hour.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time
after
figure it out.
After the last episode trying to figure that out.
They're all like way too complex. Like all the like battle emulators, they're just too complex to do what we were trying to do. So we couldn't figure out how to do that. But let's set some ground rules this week on how we're ranking these Pokemon before we blindly rank Pokemon. This week we're doing Gen 2 only, exclusively Gen 2 Pokemon.
Right.
So first ground rule is that if we catch an unknown on the list, we're only adding unknown to the list one time because it's going to come up on the list for every unknown letter variant. So we'll just pass on the other ones. What are we ranking these Pokemon based on?
Our likability to us.
Likability to us?
Yeah. And then afterwards we'll do
we'll make a battle party.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 through 10. And then after that, we'll do a battle and argue about who's is going to be better, but not actually do anything about it.
Right.
Perfect. Okay.
Because last week we only had one difference, being Psyduck and Vulpix.
Yeah. For the battle team.
Right.
All right. So I presume you can see everything.
I can see it.
All right. Let's generate our first Pokemon. You know what I needed to do? I needed to put this in a new window, but that's all right. Oops. Sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Whoops. Hit the wrong button.
All right. Let me actually now. Thank you. Now that I'm here, I will, in fact, move it to a new window so I can see the podcast at the same time. Share screen, random Pokemon generator, share. Perfect. Okay. Pokemon number 1, Snubble. 1 through 10.
7.
You know what? New rule. Don't say your numbers out loud till the end.
So you want to start again?
Yeah. Get Snubble out of there. Sorry, Snubble. I just made that rule up. Do you think that rule is better?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Pokemon number 1 from Gen 2. We have Tyranitar. I'm like racking my brain for Gen 2 Pokemon.
I already put it where I wanted to go.
You ready?
Yep.
Sneasel. Good?
Yeah.
Unknown.
Which one?
Well, it's Unknown K, but
I just wanted to know which one it was.
yeah, Unknown K, but it's going to count for all unknowns.
Okay.
Umbreon. Very solid choices compared to last week so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I can already put it together a pretty good team.
Cyndaquil. Wow. This is coming together nice. It's a good list. You done with Cyndaquil?
Yep.
Sentret.
Number 1 on my team for
Top
battling.
choice, baby. Shuckle. Shuckle's a cool Pokemon.
If you know me, you already know.
Chikorita. Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Misdreavus.
I'm not going to be able to spell that.
Misdreavus. Misdreavus.
Yes. Well, I'm also blind, so I spelled it really wrong.
All right. And the final Pokemon, I hope you left open the spot that this one belongs in, is Totodile. Womp womp. I did not either. That's terrible. I need a redo.
I'm not mad at my list, though.
I am, now that happened. But other than that, that's okay. All right. We can stop screen share, right?
So I'll do the honors.
All right. Let's say them at the same time. Pokemon number 1.
No, let's go from 10 to 1.
Ooh, that's even spicier. All right. I fucked up on 10, but Pokemon number 10.
Unknown.
Totodile. Damn.
Damn.
I fucked up hard. Totodile does not belong in that spot.
No, that is completely for unknown or Sentret.
No, I like unknown. All right. Pokemon number 9.
Sneasel.
Okay. Close. Pokemon number 8.
Sentret.
Sneasel.
Nice.
we were tied there.
Pokemon you really fucked up with Totodile there, huh?
Yeah, Totodile definitely belonged higher on the list.
Number 7.
7.
Misdreavus.
I disagree, but okay. Number 6.
Totodile.
Unknown. I should, yeah. Like in retrospect, I could swap those two. I don't mind Unknown at all, but I would bump everybody down on my list and put Totodile in 6th place, maybe even higher.
Yeah, mine would have been a little higher had I known it was coming.
Some very strong Gen 2 Pokemon.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for this next one.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Chikorita. Oh. Unbelievable. He was the first Pokemon.
Yeah,
he was
but
the first one we had to rank.
I'm not that big a fan of him.
Everybody in chat tell him how wrong he is, please.
I know I'm wrong. It's my opinion, man.
That's my opinion. Exactly. Pokemon number 4. Misdreavus.
So I thought I was putting this Pokemon in the 3
slot. Not how the game works.
I just want to give a little heads up. So my 3 and 4 are switched because I thought that I was putting him there, but my eyes were stupid. So my actual 4 is Cyndaquil.
Okay. Got it. So then 3, right?
Umbreon.
Did I say Misdreavus already for 4?
You did.
I said it. Okay, so Cyndaquil is my number 3.
Mine's Umbreon.
Okay. Number
Number
2,
2, Chikorita.
Umbreon. I like Umbreon better than Chikorita. I'm okay with that. And number 1, who's your number 1, bro?
Shuckle, baby.
All right. That was fun.
If there's one thing I want in Pokemon Go, it is a goddamn shiny Shuckle.
Shiny Shuckle. I do not have a shiny Shuckle.
I love Shuckle. Somebody did. They offered to trade me, but I would have to spoof to them
Oh, yeah.
because they're
Not
all
a
the way in
fan.
England. Yeah, no. But they have 2, and I'm really jealous that they have 2. It's not fair.
I don't think I do.
I don't
haven't
have
opened
any.
Pogo in a while. I'm pretty sure I don't.
I love Shuckle because he's
If
so
I have one, you
useless.
can have it.
And
I have to
so
take a look
awesome.
at it. I'll take
He's
a
so
look.
useless, and he's just awesome.
I think Johnny Tsunami's a huge Shuckle fan as well.
Shuckle is awesome. Shout out Johnny Tsunami for also being awesome. Funny thing about Johnny Tsunami. When I had first seen his name in stream, I was like, oh, Johnny Tsunami. I loved that Disney movie. He's never seen it. Have you ever seen it?
No, I don't think I have either.
God damn it. If you've seen the Johnny Tsunami movie, Disney Channel original movie, back when Disney Channel original movies were awesome, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know who else has seen this.
All right. This is a true test of our friendship. In fact, we might have to cancel the podcast if there's a disagreement on this next thing. We're sidebarring before we do our battle party. On the count of 3, we're going to say the best Disney Channel original movie.
Hold on, I need a minute.
All right.
Hold on, I need a minute.
No, you don't. There's only one answer.
Best Disney Channel original?
Yeah.
One answer.
There's only one answer.
All right. I'm going to say the most random one.
Let me just make sure that it's a Disney original.
It has to be a Disney Channel original. Meaning it premiered on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, it is, and it did. Okay, on the count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
The 13th
Brink.
year. Okay.
Wrong.
Okay, see? I didn't know it did. I was thinking Brink, but I didn't know if it did or not.
It's Brink. It's the 3rd Disney Channel original movie premiering in 1998.
Okay. I didn't know if it did or not. It is one of the greatest movies, so I'm not disagreeing with you.
Brink is top 5 all-time movies.
Shout out in the comments if you know the 13th year.
I don't even
That
think
was
I know the 13th
one of the
year.
most random ones I can pull out of my ass. The 13th year was about a kid who turned 13. His mom was a mermaid. And he started getting
Yeah, now that I see it, I've seen it.
Fantastic movie. Squints is in it from
Ches Starbuck, Justin John Ross, Courtney Draper, Brian Haley, Dave Coulier, Lisa Stahl,
Dave Coulier. That's Uncle Joey from
Reagan Burns. I don't know any of these actors.
It's Uncle Joey from Full House. You know that one.
He was Whit Griffin in the 13th year. But shout out Brink, Soul Skaters for Life, one of the best movies of all time.
Whatever, bro. Let's skate.
All right, let's make our battle parties.
Okay.
This is like a super easy comparatively to last week. The first few are easy.
I already have mine. So I'll just go
I
ahead
just
and
need
say
my 6th. Hold on, I need my 6th. Don't say yours yet. Oh, all right, I got it. All right.
Mine are my top 6.
Shuckle's in your battle party?
Absolutely. In no particular order.
Why?
Because I love Shuckle.
Yeah, but we agreed the rules were different for the battle party. You have to come up with the best battle party.
I still want him to battle.
You're going to lose.
Am I, though?
Yes.
Because I have a Shuckle I'm already winning. And in this universe, in my mind, it's shiny. So it's blue. Shuckle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Umbreon,
the weaker battle party.
Shuckle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Umbreon, Tyranitar, and Totodile.
Yeah. All right. So I have the same battle party minus Shuckle plus Mischievous. You're getting
so
smoked.
Once again, we're one different from each other.
Yeah, but you're getting smoked.
Yeah, I
You're
don't know
getting
about that.
smoked, bro. There's no universe that Mischievous beats.
What
or
level is
loses to
my
Shuckle.
Shuckle?
It doesn't matter, bro. There's
Are they
no
both
universe.
hundreds?
You put them any level you want against one another, same level. There's no universe that Shuckle's beating Mischievous. It's just
Okay,
not
bet.
happening.
Bet.
Shuckle versus Mischievous. The first article
Bet.
that comes up is "Don't fuckle with Shuckle."
Don't fuckle with Shuckle. That's my new favorite phrase.
I feel like you could make that a shirt. I can't. It doesn't. There's no.
Don't fuckle with Shuckle. It'll get you.
All right. Well, we'll have to run some kind of battle sim, but my party wins, obviously. Last week was debatable. This week, my battle party wins.
It's still.
And
debatable.
I do wish Totodile was not number 10 on my list. That's a bummer.
Yeah, you really failed there.
I failed. I messed up.
Why would you leave 10 open for the last Pokemon?
I think I did it last week too.
I leave 1 open, and I didn't this time because you pulled out a Shuckle.
You want to do one more?
Sure,
This is
why
really
not?
fun. But we're not going to do a 10 list. Let's do
Top
let's
5.
make a battle party.
Okay, so 6.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a random wheel of 6 Pokemon from. You want to do Gen 1 since we have to save Gen 3 for next week?
Sure.
All right, so we'll do 6 Gen 1 Pokemon and make a battle party. But it doesn't matter who your favorite is, bro. Like, you have to make an actual battle party. Oh, wait, I guess.
Well, no, in this, it doesn't really matter.
All right, let's do 10 and pick 6 for a battle party.
Okay, 10 at once.
Yeah, I'm going to generate 10 Pokemon. You have to make a battle party with them. And then we'll see whose battle party wins. Or should we do more than 10? Should we do like 15?
No, that's
that way there will be some differentiation to our list. I feel like if there's 10, we're going to have the same list.
Okay, fine.
Hopefully 15 shows nicely on the screen. All right, generating 15 Pokemon. Ooh, I'm already seeing some choice options here. We got Magneton, Blasty,
Gengar,
Nido, Pidgeot. Excuse me, Pidgeot. I gotta back up. Gyarados, Eggboy, Dratini, Flareon, Kabuto, Hypno, Pony, Gengar, Pidgey, Sandshrew, Golbat. This is
so
crazy.
if you listen to this podcast but don't watch his stream, he does that Pidgeot call regularly.
Every time.
Brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh, this is easy. I'm done. I don't even need to write it down. I can just tell you by looking at the page.
I'm trying to make an educated decision here. This is fire. We got a lot of stage 3 stuff. All right. What's your battle party?
I'm going Magneton, Blastoise, Nidoqueen, Gyarados, Ponyta, and Gengar.
I'm beating you again only because I put Flareon over Ponyta. Otherwise, we have the exact same battle party. Maybe you missed Flareon, but
how are you beating me?
Flareon versus Ponyta?
Yeah, Ponyta can stomp that little Flareon.
Nah, dude. Flareon is absolutely not losing to a stage 1 pony. It's not happening.
Run this one more time.
Another 15?
Yeah.
You like this, huh?
Yeah, this is fun.
This one's a lot weaker. This is a lot weaker. Yeah. Way less stage 3 stuff. All right, for those of you that are just watching, we have Goldeen, Scyther, Coughing, Rattata, Poliwhirl, Nidoran female form, Mewtwo, Dragonair, Tentacool, Golbat, Nidoqueen, Muck, Magnemite, Fearow, and Ninetales.
Okay, so I'm going.
Hold on, I'm not done.
He takes forever, huh, guys?
I'm thinking, man. All right, I'm good.
Well, while he's thinking, why don't you? You can always hit that like, subscribe, and turn the notifications on so you're notified. Also, you could tell us your battle party out of the ones he just mentioned. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Scyther, Mewtwo, Dragonair, Ninetales, Nidoqueen again, and I'm gonna go Golbat.
Okay, so I'm Scyther, Mewtwo, Nidoqueen, Ninetales. Those are the same. But I'm taking Muck and Fearow over Golbat and Dragonair.
That's wild. I was gonna choose Muck over Golbat, but I chose Golbat because I also get flying type moves.
That's why I have Fearow.
Right, but Dragonair, in everything you just named, where's your water? Where's your ice?
It's a Alolan Ninetales. I didn't tell you that.
No, that's not what's on this screen.
No.
You just lost.
I don't know if I lost, but it's definitely
lost.
I would be interested to see that. So it would be Golbat and Dragonair versus Muck and Fearow. I'd probably take Golbat and Dragonair in that limited instance.
How?
No, I'm saying that's what I would pick. Like if I just had those two, it was a 2v2, Golbat Dragonair
so I beat
versus
you.
Muck Fearow. In that just that 2v2, I think yes.
Yeah, so I win.
But as a team, I do feel like you have to have Muck on the team.
I don't. Because you're sacrificing. Because with Golbat, you can get both move types. You can get flying and you can get poison with one Pokemon. So you're sacrificing a spot for two.
Yeah, but Golbat sucks so much. Muck is so much tankier than Golbat. Golbat's just like a nuisance. He's easy to take out. You need a tank on that team. There's no tank other than Mewtwo.
Nidoqueen.
I guess Nidoqueen's kind of tanky.
I'm pretty happy with my team.
I don't disagree. I think they're both good teams, and it's possible that yours would win in a 6v6. We could do a 2-hour podcast of just doing this. We should stop doing this for this week.
Yeah, I could actually do that all night.
All right. Well, that's been all. This was a good podcast. I had a lot of fun.
I always have a lot of fun.
Hopefully next week we're going to be bringing guests to you guys. No promises, but I'll try to work out a guest for next week. Thank you all.
Mom.
It's going to be Zach's mom. Thank you all. If you've made it this far, we appreciate you listening. Make sure to please like, follow, comment, subscribe, all the things that we're supposed to ask you to do. Happy collecting. I hope you have a great week in collecting stuff and Pokemoning and enjoying your life.
Follow me on TikTok so I can go live. I need like 300 more followers.
Follow Zack Mo on TikTok. All right. Thank you all. See you next week.
Have a wonderful week. Bye.